Stoicism. The dichotomy of control, the art of distinguishing will from given introduction. An anchor in a stormy sea. Imagine two captains in a storm. One desperately tries to subdue the wind and waves, shouts at the elements, falls into despair when his efforts prove futile, and eventually exhausts his last reserves of strength. The other works intently with the sails, the rudder, checks the map, and maintains course. He accepts the storm as a given, knowing he cannot stop it, but he can control his ship. Which one is more likely to reach the destination? The answer is obvious. This metaphor perfectly illustrates the core of one of the most practical and powerful Stoic ideas, the dichotomy of control, or, as later Stoics clarified, the trichotomy. It is not just a philosophical abstraction, it is a mental operating system for life, a direct instruction manual on how to maintain calm, clarity, and effectiveness in a world full of chaos and uncertainty. The essence and origins. From Epictetus to modernity, the roots of the teaching trace back to Epictetus, a former slave who became one of the most influential Stoics. In his Enchiridion, he begins with a fundamental statement. Some things are within our power, while others are not. Within our power are opinion, motivation, desire, aversion, and, in a word, whatever is of our own doing. Not within our power are our body, our property, reputation, office, and, in a word, whatever is not of our own doing. This act of distinguishing is an act of liberation. All human anxiety, frustration, anger, and suffering stem from one fundamental error. We try to control what is not in our power, and at the same time, we neglect what is entirely within our control. Beyond the dichotomy. William Irvine's trichotomy. Modern philosopher William Irvine proposed a useful refinement. Instead of a dichotomy to parts, it's better to think in terms of a trichotomy, 3 parts. Things that are completely within our control. Things that are partially within our control. Things that are completely outside our control. This model more accurately describes reality. Let's examine each category in detail. 1. The inner fortress. What is fully within our control? This is our sovereign territory, our inviolable inner world. It includes our beliefs and judgments, opinions, how we interpret events. For a Stoic, an event itself is neutral. Our assessment of it makes it good or bad. Losing a job can be interpreted as a catastrophe and a personal tragedy, or as an opportunity for a new start and a reassessment of values. The choice of interpretation is yours. Our values and principles. Honesty, courage, justice, moderation. No one can force you to compromise them except yourself. Our goals and intentions. We can set the goal to behave with dignity, to be useful, to learn. The goal itself as an internal intention is under our control. Our desires and aversions. What we choose to want, tranquility, growth, and what we choose to avoid, cowardice, falsehood. Our attention and effort. Where we direct the focus of our mind and how much energy we invest in what we deem important. Practical takeaway. Your well-being, your virtue are excellence of character for the Stoics, and your freedom depend exclusively on this sphere. If you make it your main priority, you become invulnerable to external storms. You cannot be insulted without your own consent, your interpretation. You cannot be deprived of your dignity unless you yourself renounce it. 2. The field of strategy and effort. What is partially within our control? This is the most extensive and often misunderstood sphere. It includes almost everything we typically call goals in everyday life, the outcome of a negotiation or deal. You can prepare perfectly, argue brilliantly, but you cannot control the other party's decision, their mood, or the sudden appearance of a more favorable competitor. The success of a project. You can invest all your energy, talent, and time, but you cannot control market fluctuations, the actions of colleagues, or technical failures. A sports result. You can give your all in training, maintain a regimen, but you cannot control your opponent's form, the refereeing, or the weather on the day of the competition. Relationships with others. You can be a kind, honest, and reliable partner friend, but you cannot control the feelings, thoughts, and actions of another person. Health and physical fitness. You can eat right, exercise, get checkups, but you cannot fully control genetics, viruses, or accidents. The key mistake is to tie one's happiness and self-esteem to the outcome in this sphere. The Stoic approach radically shifts the focus. Your goal is not to win the competition, but to do everything within your power to win, not to achieve a specific negotiation result, but to conduct them in the best way possible for you. You focus on what is fully within your control, your effort, preparation, integrity, and accept the outcome, whatever it may be, with equal equanimity. The result is not your merit nor your failure, it is a consequence of many factors, most of which are beyond your power. You are placing a bet, not guaranteeing a win. 3. The unchangeable given. What is fully outside our control? This is the background of the universe, the past, and most external circumstances. The past. It is unchangeable. Regretting the past is an attempt to control the uncontrollable. Weather, natural phenomena, economic crises, political decisions in a global sense, the opinions, thoughts, and actions of other people, the fact of aging and the inevitability of death. Trying to control this sphere is the surest path to madness and exhaustion. Wisdom lies in learning to distinguish these things and accept them as a given, as the rules of the game we are playing. This is not passive resignation, but an active acknowledgement of objective reality, so as not to waste energy fighting windmills. Practical application. How to live by the dichotomy of control theory without practice is dead. Here's how you can implement this principle in your life. 1. Morning meditation or setting the day's intentions. Each morning, remind yourself, today I will encounter obstacles, difficult people, unforeseen events, but my tranquility and well-being will not depend on them. I will control only my reactions, my judgments, and my efforts. Everything else is not my concern. 2. Practicing the act of distinguishing in real time. When a stressful situation arises, project failure, conflict, ask yourself, what in this situation is entirely within my power? What is partially within it? And what is completely outside of it? Example: project failure. Full control. My reaction to the failure to blame myself, to learn a lesson. My next steps to give up, analyze. Try again. Partial control. The quality of my work, I could have done it better, but not perfectly. My communication within the team. Outside control. The client's decision, colleagues' actions, market conditions. The very fact of the failure, it has already happened. The focus immediately shifts from self-flagellation, I'm a failure, to constructive action, what can I learn from this? What is my next step? 3. Goal reframing. Reformulate your goals from outcome-based to process-based, grounded in virtue. Instead of, I must get a promotion, I will do my job conscientiously, constantly learn, and be a reliable colleague. Instead of, I must be liked by everyone, I will be an honest, respectful, and kind person in my interactions. Instead of, I must win the match, I will be fully concentrated and give my all on the field. This way, you always remain in the game. Even if someone else got the promotion, you achieved your goal, you were a professional. Your self-esteem remains intact. 4. Amor fati, love of fate. This is the culmination of the dichotomy of control. It means accepting, not just as an inevitable evil, but loving everything that life sends, including obstacles and failures, seeing in problems not hindrances, but material for training your character, strength, and resilience. The obstacle becomes the way. Conclusion. Freedom through accepting limitations. The dichotomy of control is not a call for indifference or passivity. On the contrary, It is a call for hyperactivity and maximum responsibility in the one sphere where we are truly free, our inner world. By recognizing and accepting the boundaries of our influence, we do not become weaker. On the contrary, we gain tremendous strength. We stop oscillating between the illusion of omnipotence and the state of a helpless victim. We become that captain who, without wasting energy fighting the ocean, skillfully guides his ship through any storm, because his true goal is not to change the ocean, but to maintain course and reach the destination, preserving himself and his crew. This is the path to unshakable calm and genuine effectiveness.